That was for you, Scotty. Hi, I'm Greg, your car angel. In this video, I'll be talking about the reasons why you should buy a used Tesla and maybe why you should not. Tesla is an exceptional story, and I'm using this Tesla S85 as an example to tell that story. The first thing you'll notice is that there is no engine, and the reason that there's no engine is because it's 100% pure electric. This is called a frunk, which is probably a new word in the English language. The Tesla is the most technologically advanced car on the road. In fact, I've driven this car 100 miles, and after I drove this car, I got into a brand new hybrid, and I felt like I was going back in time, even though this car is actually 3 years older than the one that I drove. Tesla was named after the 19th century visionary genius Nikola Tesla. This man had over 300 patents to his name. Now, our modern day visionary genius is Elon Musk, who heads Tesla Motors. This is a man who put $70 million of his own money and then put $465 million of government money to work to start this company. He actually paid that $465 million back in record time 9 years earlier than it was due. Elon Musk is pretty much out there. I mean, he wants to colonize Mars by 2022, but he's also taking only $1 annual salary from Tesla. This is a man who's brought 4 companies to a valuation of $1 billion or more, which is PayPal, of course, Solar City, then you got Tesla and SpaceX. That's pretty impressive. The Tesla S is first in class on many things. The first is that it has a very, very low coefficient drag of 0.24. That makes it extremely slippery in the wind, and that's why it gets a lot of electric mileage. It also has a very low center of gravity, which means that this car is going to perform really well in windy road conditions because the engine being higher would give you a higher center of gravity, and this one has a very stable platform. The next thing is that it has the best safety rating of any car in this year, which is a 2013. This had better safety ratings than any other car, flat out. That's pretty impressive. Another thing that you have is the most cargo space of any car. Because of its frunk, you have this additional cargo space in the front of the car, which every other car does not have. And finally, it's the first electric car to win the coveted Motor Trend Car of the Year. That in itself is an achievement. And finally, the Tesla has the fastest 4-door production car, period. This car can do 0 to 60 in 3.2 seconds. Now the P100D can do 0 to 60 in actually 2.38 seconds. You can actually go to the track and make money on this car because it does a quarter mile in 10.78 seconds. But as you can see from this map, regular drivers will enjoy supercharging stations that are populated nationwide, and more being built every day. Now, if your Tesla was originally bought before January 2017, you're grandfathered into the free charging that Tesla originally offered. All you do is show up at your local supercharging station, plug it in, and within 30 minutes you have 170 free miles.
The first thing you notice in a Tesla when you get in and start driving is that it is so quiet. I mean, it's super nice to drive, and maybe that's why so many Tesla customers have complained about noise in the cabin, because in a normal car you wouldn't hear the noise because there's so much white noise from the engine and transmission. But on this car, there's so little noise that you hear every little thing. And that's a cool thing. I mean, you get used to quiet, I'll tell you that. Driving a Tesla is like driving no other car that you've ever experienced. There's so many new elements to this, and one of them is the regenerative braking system. When you let off the gas, as I'm going around this corner here, I'm not applying the brake whatsoever. Now, that was almost the way that I would normally have braked around that corner, but I didn't use the brake. There's such a heavy regenerative braking process going on here, and it becomes like a one-pedal experience. You're only driving with the gas pedal. You're no longer using the brake like you normally would on any other car. But it's not the brake pedal that's so exciting in this car. It's really the accelerator. Wow, this car is so fast, it'll blow your mind. It's really a tremendous experience. You actually feel the G-forces in a car like this in a way that you just don't feel unless you're in a race car, really. And that's what this car really can compare to, is a race car.
Just to give you an idea how fast this car really is, I mean, here I am, and I'm just going to gun it, and you'll see how quick it is. That is so quick. Amazing. There's no other car that feels like that I know of. When you go to park your Tesla, you simply push this button, which puts it in park, and it also sets the brake automatically. So there's no emergency brake on the Tesla. And it's taken me quite a while to get used to just pushing a button and with all of the lights lit up walking away from the car. I'm still not completely comfortable with it, but over time I'm sure I'll get used to it. But you know, you're walking away from the car when it feels like it's still running, but it's not. So as you can see, the touch screen is 17 inches and it is as big as Texas. I mean, this thing is huge. Really amazing. Pretty quick too. So now, as I said earlier, you can literally go from New York to Los Angeles on totally free energy. All of these red dots represent charging stations along the freeway system. So that's really cool, and you know, it's really a nice setup. Some people were reporting that the screen was blacking out. The problem there was that there was a firmware update from Tesla, and apparently that solves the problem. As you can see, the interior of the Tesla S is wearing quite well for 35,000 miles. No wear along the normal areas where you would put your hand or your arm. The rest of the interior is wearing really, really well. The interior itself is quite remarkable. It's very clean design, very elegant. I think they really hit the mark on it. But a couple of complaints that I do have about the interior is, for one, is this center compartment here. You really can't put anything in here because it just jostles around while you drive. Another thing I realize is that there's not a whole lot of drink holders in the Tesla S. I mean, you have these, rather on the small side, probably an 8 or 12 ounce container, but for a long road trip, definitely not a whole lot to work with here. And in the back, there's nothing. There is a $600 option that you can put in this car when new, which it divided this up a little bit more, but still not a really well thought out design for drivers. Here's the center console that I was speaking about. This is the $600 option. You have a couple of additional cup holders here, and this is your docking port for your iPhone or other device. Then you have this, which is interesting. It's not wearing too well. It seems to be unstable. It goes down way too far. I'm not sure if that's the way it was designed or not. So as technologically advanced as the Tesla is, some of the problems that came up had to do with the door handles. Reports of door handles not being able to come out, protruding out. This one does not have that problem, but there have been reports of that. So it rained last night, and as you can see, I'm getting all kinds of water coming into the hatch area, and this water has gathered behind this plastic piece, and it's coming out from all of these different areas, dripping all over the place. And you can see how much water came out right there. That's all from the underneath that plastic area. So I contacted Tesla, and Tesla admitted that this is a common problem on the Model S and that they're going to replace either this seal here or this seal here. So I'm going to bring it in and they're going to give me a replacement Tesla, which is kind of cool. Alright, well, here I am in the replacement Tesla that I sent my other Tesla back in, and as you can see, it's raining and I'm getting lots of water ingress through this. This one has a sunroof. Not good. You can just see that it's like pulling up down here. Oh, this is terrible. Wow. So Tesla has a lot to learn about keeping water out of the car. So we have a problem in the trunk, the hatch, and we have a problem with the sunroof. I'm not sure this other design feature would be a long-term problem or not, but you can see in between the glass and the metal bodywork, you'll see this crevice. And you'll see this on the back hatch area, on the window, and you'll see it all along the sides, and you also see it on the windshield right in here. Now, time will tell, but my feeling is that that's not good. Over time, this will start building up, and you know, it gets kind of buried underneath there. I don't know if you can see that in the video, how it starts to, you know, get underneath there, and a basic seal would probably remedy that pretty easily, and I'm not sure why they didn't do that. So my remedy is just to take a detail brush like this and use a vacuum and just get it out, which is what I'm going to do right now. But that's something I don't see on a whole lot of other cars. Other manufacturers don't seem to have that same problem with that area between the trim piece and the body. You can see from this that it's a nice even seam. So I'm not sure if Tesla is going to have a problem with that over time. This particular car, by the way, is a Mercedes-Benz SL65 AMG bi-turbo, and it's good to compare luxury to luxury. So thanks for watching my video on the Tesla. If you enjoyed it, give it a like, and please subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the next video. Take care. I always say that this is where your friend Frank can fit in the frunk. Okay, we're rolling. That fucking frunk.